Hi, I'm Don Singletary, and welcome to the channel. Up until May of 2019, if you wanted to learn to trade stock index futures, the futures contracts, you could trade at about $50 a point. Now imagine the adrenaline rush you're going to feel when you jump in for the first time trading and your account goes up and down hundreds of dollars in just a second. Well, those days are over now. Since May of 2019, the Chicago Merc has introduced the Micro Emini contracts. The operative there is the micro part. These are downsized 1/10 scale contracts that we can all use to learn to trade futures. And then once you've got the hang of it, you can trade for 50 cents, $2, and $5 a point. You can afford to learn at those price increments. And it's a very exciting way. It's high risk and not for everybody, but it's a very exciting and fun way to try your hand at day trading and see if it could be for you. I'm going to show you a featured trade of the week today and talk about what some expectations you might be involved with when you take on learning to day trade these micros. So stand by for that. And again, welcome to the channel. We only do one thing here on the channel. We help people learn how to day trade futures, particularly the micro E-minis, these scale down things. Now, one of the things you'll need is an easy to learn system. I recommend Tastyworks, and I use it in my videos here on the channel. You can see it has a bracket order with the entry, stop loss, and target. It has a built-in calculator to tell you what your stop loss or your losses could be based on your order, and also the profits based on your target price. And we can review those numbers and then send it off, and it enters all three of those at one time. Now I'm choosing to sell one of the micro S&Ps at 46.22. But let me tell you why. Looking down to the lower pane at the MACD, we see that both the red and green lines are below zero and the green line below the red line. Now, the trade date is December 14th, and we can see the market opened at 9:30 and went up for about 15 minutes. Each of those candlesticks is 5 minutes wide. And then the trend starts going down at about 15 minutes before 10 o'clock. And all the way up until about 10:45, the market is going down. That's the trend of the day. And we have a saying, the trend is your friend, and we're going to go with it in short one of the S&P500 Micro E-minis. Now remember, the candlesticks are 5 minutes wide. In my initial order now, that bracket order I put in, I've shorted one contract at 46.22. Initially, my stop is 4.25 points up at 46.26 but I see I'm already trading down close to 46.19, so I go ahead and follow rule number one, protect your assets. That's the first and top priority. So I changed my stop down to 46.2150, and now, less than a minute into the trade, I'm $10 to $15 up, and it's a free trade because my stop is below the price that I sold the contract for. That means it's impossible for me to lose even a penny on this trade. And of course, that doesn't happen to all the trades you do. I wish it did. But it is a sign of good trade selection when you can get into a minimum risk position very quickly into a trade. The more often you find yourself doing that, the better job you're doing at picking your trades. Now I got out my Tastyworks mouse again, and I bring that stop on down to 46.18.75. I just hold down the left mouse button and drag that thing down to where I want it, to let go of the mouse button, and my stop orders changed automatically. Now we're trading down at 46.16. That's about $30 up in the trade. It's $5 a point, of course, for the S&P Micro E-mini. My target down there, 4600, is really irrelevant. It's just a wish list, kind of a placeholder thing. 4 minutes into the trade now at 10:50 Eastern Time. I get my Tastyworks mouse and lower my stop down to 46.1625. Now that's 5 3/4 points up, which is going to be a locked-in profit now of $28.75. And remember, the better your trade selection is, the luckier you get. And I'm feeling pretty lucky right now because this trade is certainly easily going in my way. had no drawdown whatsoever on the trade. And I've got my Tastyworks mouse out again, and I'm trying to figure out how I can capture the most profit on this trade with the stop order. And I go down to 46.15 and rethink that and continue to take my mouse and drag that stop down to 46.13.75, and I got stopped out immediately. That's not a bad thing. One of the expectations we always have with every trade is to be able to make the perfect decision. Well, it's impossible to do that because we have to make a decision before we know all the facts to make a perfect decision. I made a decision to take, after 4.5 minutes, a profit of $41.25. And at the moment I clicked the button to exit the trade, or hit the stop more properly, I knew I was going to be happy with the results. And I've been trading long enough to know not to go back and judge myself with the genius of hindsight and second guess what I should have done after I get all the information. Let me show you how that works. Now let's take a look at the chart after the trade. You can see right here, I have the mouse right now, and it's placed at a price of 46.22, and the time is 10:46. I shorted the contract, and right here at 46.13.75, at a time of 10:51, I was out of the trade. Had I held on to the trade a moment longer, I might have gotten out at as low as 46.10, maybe. And then for the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes later, the price was still at 46.10 and was varying up between 46.15 and down to 46.07. Now, who knows how you can guess what I would have done, what I would have thought, how it would have happened. And this just reinforces a point I repeat repeatedly on the channel here, is you have to make decisions in this kind of trading before you have all the perfect facts you need to make a perfect decision. So I made a profit in about 4 minutes on this trade, 4.5 minutes, and it was $41.25, and I chose to take that profit. There's no way I could have known what was going to happen after that, so therefore I had to make a decision before I had all the facts. You know, I can tell you in about 20 seconds why 40% of the people that try to learn to day trade, far more than that actually, probably are just going to absolutely fail at it. And that's because their expectations are not realistically placed. Like they expect a technical formula to save them. You can see from this previous trade we just went over, there's no technical formula that can combine guessing your psychology and what you feel during a trade, and whether you want to stay in or get out, or what you think's a lot of money or a little money. There's no technical formula that can cover all that, nor can it cover all the different variations of day trading patterns. There's numerous almost as fingerprints, and no 2 days and no 2 times are ever exactly alike. Now, that's a realistic thing for you to learn when you're going to try to do this. If you have unrealistic expectations, you're going to expect to make money fast, you're going to expect it to be easy, you're going to expect to find a mechanical formula. A lot of people that try this fail at it, and I think the main reason is however they got their expectations, they're not usually realistic expectations. One of the things, I'm very proud to have 11,000 subscribers here on the channel, and that's growing every day. And also the fact that thousands of people have used my book to help learn to have realistic expectations and learning how to day trade these micro E-mini contracts. They're fantastic, and people, there have been over 1 billion of them traded in the first 2 years that they came about. That set all kinds of records. People are going crazy for this kind of thing. It's like I've said it before in a video, it's like the biggest gambling casino in the world. And I don't mind the comparison to gambling, because this is a very high risk type of trading. you can work with a leverage of about 70 to 1. You can make a lot of money or lose a lot of money very quickly. And that's why it's more important than ever that you keep those expectations realistic. And my book has a special chapter on trading psychology to help you avoid some of the common mistakes. And I hope you'll click the book link in the text below this video. It'll take you to the Amazon page where they have a little feature called Look Inside, and you can read up and down. It's very short to get the table of contents to the book and make your decision from there. So take a look at that, the book link down below the video. I'd appreciate that very much. And hey, if you want to see more videos like the video you saw today, click the like button. I count the likes, and that helps me determine the content of the future videos here on the channel. I'm Don Singletary. Thanks for being along today, and I wish you every success and keep those expectations realistic. I hope every day is a payday for you. Thank you.